it's the ultimate question. I have to ask.
Please don't get me into trouble.
I mean, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the person asking. So this is all up to you.
Go ahead. I know it's coming. And from the moment I asked to do a video with you, I knew that question was going to come. I knew. Go ahead. I'm prepared.
You're prepared?
Yes.
Okay. Very simple question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Kenyan women or Congolese women? And why?
Oh, dear. Okay. Let me come out straight and say that...
Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm joined by a really, really good friend of mine. He's called Patrick and he lives in DRC. Say hi, Patrick.
Hi, everyone.
You're very welcome to my small channel. Today we are going to do a very interesting video. It's a Kenya versus Congo video. Me, I call it Kenyan versus DRC video. And I'm going to ask Patrick some questions pertaining to Congo and Kenya because he's lived in Kenya. You have, right?
Yes, I have. I was actually waiting for you to mention that.
Yes.
I've lived in Kenya for just over 2 years, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. Anywhere between 3 months and above is just enough. So you can say Kenya is like your second country. Yeah,
it's definitely like my second country. It's really funny because before we did this, I was thinking about it, looking at it, and I looked at, I've lived abroad, it's true. And even though Kenya is not the country I've lived the longest away from home, it's still probably the one that feels closer to home, than other countries, so yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, what else? Why did you want to do this video? I'm just curious.
Well, actually, you and I, we've known each other for what, 5 years now? Or
5 years.
Yeah, we've known each other for 5 years, and I think I was at the start when you started doing those videos, and I've seen the evolution of the channel and the highs, the lows, and then the other day when you did a featuring with your cousin, I think, I was like, hold on a second, why has she never asked me to do a featuring with her? Like, I want to be on the channel, so, and that's how I remember, I texted you and I was like, why have you never invited me to a video, and then I guess, here we are, so I'm
and I told my cousin about that story.
Did you?
And she was like, yeah, I did. And she was like, has he ever asked?
But there you go.
No. But it's good you asked. I'm glad you're here. I really am.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, and our president is visiting your country. Like at this right moment.
I'm the one who told you that. Yes.
Yeah. I want you to confirm it.
Yeah, it's a funny story, because when was it, yesterday? I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about both our presidents, and when we talk about leaders, sometimes we say funny and mean things, and we were talking about them, and then I get home and I'm like, I'm looking at the news and I see Uhuru Kenyatta is in Kinshasa, and I'm like, oh, so that must be why we were talking about them. And it's really funny, because I was like, and then I take my phone and I'm like, oh, do you know your president is in my country? How funny is that?
And to be honest, I didn't know. I did not know until you mentioned it. And then I went online and he had landed a few hours before. I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a coincidence.
Yeah, a good one.
Yeah.
A good one and a funny one.
Yeah. I know. So I think we're going to start. They're basically questions, and people, this disclaimer, they're not that deep. They're not that deep, you guys. So don't come for my friend Patrick. It's a fun video.
Yeah.
So we start. Patrick, are you okay?
Yes, I am. Da, 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 da.
Okay, I'm going to start you off easy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So the first one is, tell us the difference between the time difference between Kenya and Congo, at least for people to know.
I mean, I thought you said that was going to be easy, but it's not a straightforward answer. Because I think
Really?
well, yeah, that Congo is actually a big country, and we have actually 2 different time zones in the country. So where I live out west in Kinshasa, we are 2 hours behind Kenya. So say right now it's 12:30. So I mean, I think it's it's 2:30 in Kenya. But on the eastern part of Congo, like Bukavu, Goma, and all the rest, they're 1 hour ahead of us. That means that they are 1 hour behind you, basically. So that's where sometimes the confusion comes when, in the past, I've had some confusion with people in Kenya, telling me, but you're 1 hour behind of us. No, that's because we're just a big country, and we have 2 different time zones. So, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah, easy, but not so easy.
Yeah, nice. Okay, how do you say hi in your local language?
Which
First,
one?
what's your local language? Oh, which one? Okay, your dad's side.
Okay, so just a quick topo, and there's going to be a lot of quick topos about DRC. So the official language is French. Okay. Then below French, we have what we call the 4 national languages. And the 4 national languages are based on geographical differences, basically. So when you go out east, it's Swahili. When you go up north, it's Lingala. Then when you go to the center, it's Chiluba. And out west, it's Kikongo. So now where I live in Kinshasa is Lingala. But Lingala is there's a very interesting story behind Lingala. It's because it was the army's language. So that means that Lingala is probably the one that's mostly spread around the country. I mean, I don't have the stats, but I'm willing to say that that's the case. So how do we say hi in French? Obviously, bonjour, salut. In Lingala, mbote. Or another funny thing, it's in old Lingala, you would say something like sangonini. And then the other person would say sangote. But the reason why I'm saying old, when I used to live in Kenya, I used to go to Nyayo House, to renew my visa and stuff. And then one day they bring me in an office, with like some kind of high level ranking officer of Nyayo House, They're like, this guy has been coming for quite a long time, he's always here, every week, and he says he's Congolese, and the guy is like, oh, yes, I know DRC. And I'm like, okay. At that point, I'm fed up. And the guy is like, yes, I can prove to you, that you're not Congolese. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And the guy is like, Sangonini. And I'm like, Sangote, but I was taken aback because nobody says Sangonini, Sangote anymore, like that's back to Mobutu's time or Mobutu's era, the 1990s, so, and he was like, oh, you're truly Congolese, and I was like, but what did you think I was, so, but yeah, so, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Is there a significant difference in local food between Kenya and the DRC?
Yes, there is. I mean, well, there is.
Okay.
I'd say that the again,
staple food.
The staple food I'd say is probably the same. I'd say obviously you have the ugali, we have bugali or fufu, but based on the different regions in the DRC, it's prepared differently. I'd say out west they use cassava mostly. When you go to the center, they use maize. When you go to the east, they do it with semolina, so I'd say you have that. You also have rice.
What's that? What's semolina?
Well, I think you guys also have semolina, it's like...
No, what is that?
It's like a flour. It's like flour you make ugali with, it's... I'd say...
From what?
Good question. Well, on top of my head, I can say that I think you can even make semolina out of maize, but you also have sorghum. I think it's sorghum. I think sorgho in French is sorghum.
Oh, is it brown?
Well, sorghum obviously is brown, but then semolina is...
the semolina or something? Is it
No,
brown?
it can also be white, and I'm starting to feel like
Oh.
I'm saying something stupid, but I'll have to check, let me get back to you on semolina, but I know that the difference is in terms of texture. I'd say
Uh-huh.
that probably maize and cassava can be a bit tough, but
Uh-huh.
semolina is lighter, so maybe it's refined version of
Mm.
the maize one and the cassava one. But yeah. So
Oh,
going
okay.
back to the question, I'd say that
Mhm.
the main ingredients remain the same, and as you move across countries, it's probably the same. But I'd say that the cooking
Yeah.
is definitely different, and I'm not trying to start a world war. I love Kenya, I love
No, it's
Kenyan food and
okay.
everything, but in
Guys,
terms
it
of
is not that deep.
but in terms of cooking, and I think that Congolese people, really take the time to refine stuff, and to
Oh.
really cook, whereas I would say that for me, my experience with Kenya is that the Kenyan approach is really to be straightforward. You cook
Mm-hmm.
and then, but I wouldn't say that you particularly take a lot of time on cooking,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Not much, to be honest. In our day-to-day lives, not much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What advice would you give someone traveling to your country for the first time?
Well, first of all, we're really open, welcoming people. I was going to say open-minded. No, we're not really open-minded, but we're really welcoming people. We welcome people from every country. Obviously, I think, that we've had some wars in the past, some civil strifes, with neighboring countries. Sometimes you might see people, being a bit like iffy, especially with Kenya, sometimes I mean, with Eastern African people, because people will be like, yeah, but where are they from, and stuff. But that goes like quickly out of the window, like Congolese people are very welcoming, especially on the Western side.
Uh-huh.
I'd say don't be surprised if people speak Swahili, because let me stress again, Swahili is spoken in the DRC. Not the same,
Yeah.
not necessarily the
Yeah.
same, but it is spoken. So feel free to come and speak Swahili, and expect things to be a lot crazier than what you used to in Nairobi, say, for example. I'm saying Nairobi because that's like the
What does
reference.
that mean, though? Crazy how?
There's a saying in DRC that goes a bit like, if someone explains DRC to you and you understand, then he didn't do a good job, basically.
And explain.
Basically, people are, welcoming, happy, but they can be short-tempered, like they're loud, I-
Okay.
the boiling, but they also, yeah, you have the bit of a bit of eccentricism. I know that you guys, you look at us and you say, yeah, Congolese people. I know. Don't try and pretend otherwise. But yeah, I mean, it's you will feel at home if you come to DRC.
Ah,
You will. People will make you
ah,
feel at home, really.
okay. You guys are here. Go to DRC. Hmm. Okay. Cost of living in DRC compared to Kenya.
Kenya is cheap. Like,
Oh,
Kenya is cheap.
stop. For real?
I mean, it's like it's well known that DRC is one of the
Mhm.
most expensive countries in Africa. Kinshasa,
Ah,
Kinshasa is just
uh-huh.
ridiculous in terms of prices. It's like I've lived across the country. I'll just give you an example.
Mhm.
So I come back from my studies. I go to Kinshasa. Obviously, I've grown in Kinshasa and stuff and all. And then a few years back, I got an affectation out east. So the budget that I
Mhm.
would spend for my monthly shopping in Kinshasa compared to the one I
Mhm.
would spend out east was divided by per three, you know, 3 times.
Whoa.
So yeah, Kinshasa is a very expensive city. Very, like,
Wow.
again, Kenya is cheap. Um,
Oh, okay. So we shouldn't be complaining over here.
I mean, you have your reasons to complain, but the thing is,
Yeah.
whenever I come to Kenya, I sure don't complain. But yeah,
Okay,
no,
okay.
Kinshasa is really expensive, very.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay. Not good that it's expensive, but now I know. Now I know. Okay. Oh, an easy one. Weather conditions in your country right now.
Right now it's the rainy season. It's actually scorching hot.
Okay.
I'm actually looking outside of the window. It's scorching hot right now. But we only get 2 seasons throughout the year. So we have the rainy season in Kinshasa. I'm only speaking about
What?
Kinshasa. Yeah.
Okay.
So the rain season lasts 9 months, and then the other one lasts 3 months. Yeah. But then as you move across
Oh.
the country, you have other different types of seasons and weathers, but nothing like in Kenya. I tell you the weather in Kinshasa is a lot
Mhm.
similar to the one that you get in Mombasa, for example.
Okay. Okay.
But
Uh,
some people say that the weather that you get in Lubumbashi, for example, in the southeast of the country, is similar to the
mhm.
one you get in Nairobi. If
Mhm.
you ask me which one I prefer, I definitely prefer the weather in Nairobi than the one in Kinshasa, because in Nairobi I don't sweat. In Kinshasa I sweat a
Yeah.
lot, because it's very humid like that. But yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. What is the thing that bothers you so much about your country?
how long do I have? um,
No, this one thing.
okay, I'll go with the one thing that bothers me right now, right about now.
Okay.
You know, um, Whenever there's a world event that happens, I look across social media platforms, or even local events, you look around across social media platforms and you see that Congolese people come up with some of the most amazing jokes, like some crazy jokes and I'm a funny guy, well, I like to think that I'm a funny guy,
Huh?
and I have a
Okay.
I have a good sense of humor, but when you look at the way Congolese people just pick up things, and they make fun of stuff, it's like it's unbelievable, So that means that you have an untapped source or
Mm,
quality of people, but it's just that unfortunately, as opposed to other countries, those people are not really looked after, people are not really tapping into that resource,
mm,
because so there's creativity there, that creativity is not being used to its full potential. So that's one thing
okay.
that's really been bothering me, like lately,
Mhm.
I'd say probably the past year or 2 years, it's incredible, I'm saying it that way, but
Okay.
it's a bit like, all the challenges that you see happening online, like the stupid ice bucket challenge and stuff like that. But Congolese people, take it a step further, they can make you cry laughing, the way they pick up things quite quickly. But
Oh, okay.
but yeah, but unfortunately, it's like there's
There's
no,
no platform they can
yeah, no
share.
platform, no clear policy, to look after
Okay.
them, or to foster an
Mhm.
environment where they could thrive, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So in our country right now, the
Mhm.
fuel prices have really gone up. So I was just curious to know how much is a liter of fuel in your country?
Lol. I don't know. I don't drive, but I think from what on top of my head, I think it's just slightly under $1. And I think I was checking it even earlier today. I think it's just slightly under $1 per liter of petrol. Petrol. Yeah, petroleum is the other one. Um, hello, Ooh, Amanda.
Had I already asked the question?
Yes, you had the prices of petrol right now in the DRC. And I think I said that I don't know because I don't drive. But I
Okay.
think, I mean, just because I'm aware of things that are happening, I think it's slightly under $1 US per liter of fuel, you know.
Oh,
That,
okay.
yeah,
How
that's
slightly?
yeah, that's not to say that they don't tend to rise, once in a while, and sometimes it even create crisis with public transport and stuff like that. But right now, we're not facing that issue.
Oh, as we are, and for us, it's slightly above the dollar,
Hmm.
maybe $1 and like I think 12 cents.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And people are mad.
I
People are
can
mad.
imagine. I can
Yeah,
imagine, especially
because it
since you
shot
like
up.
cars.
Really? It's not the
Yes, you
same as
do.
we have
Well,
too many cars in Kenya.
yeah, I think that's the sense that I got when I was living in Kenya. It's like everyone seemed to have a car. And I'm not saying that
Yeah.
it's not the same here, but I'd say that you have a lot more public transport, I mean, private public transport here than people really having cars of their own. So,
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So when people get angry, it's the taxi drivers. It's not like the
Uh,
private people.
okay. Interesting. Let me see. Where is the most interesting place in your country you'll recommend to someone who wants to visit DRC?
Kinshasa.
No,
Kinshasa.
but Kinshasa, but where? Like, what is the first place you'll tell them, go visit this place?
Like the whole city. I mean, okay, in Kinshasa, where? Huh. I'd say probably right on top of my head, I will say Couloir Kimbuta. So Couloir Kimbuta
Okay.
is like an entire, or I'd say boulevard. It's a small boulevard in one of the hottest area of the city, where you
Okay.
have bars, nightclubs, and everything, that goes for, I'd say, on top of my head, like maybe a kilometer. And but that's
Okay.
just like that. I mean, I'm not like the most out, out, outdoorsy person or who goes out all the time, but it's funny because we had an event a few years back, where we had people coming from different countries, and they came to Kinshasa and we had a conference. And then I remember that at some point we got called by the police around 2 a.m. And we said, what's happening? And they told us, oh, do you know so and so and so and so? And we're like, well, yes, we know them, and they were like, oh, can you come and pick them up? And Gili, compared to the place where they live, is about, say, 30 kilometers away. But it's like the
Okay.
hottest area of the city, and those people went there because they'd heard about Boulevard Kimbuta. So they found themselves there, and we didn't know how they got there, so yeah. But Kinshasa, obviously, there are many different places in Congo that I would encourage people to visit, but Kinshasa is a once in a lifetime experience, for me,
Oh,
like
okay.
I'd say it's the city in Africa that you have to visit, you have to see it to
Wow.
believe it. Yeah.
That is serious marketing. Your president should like give you your invoice to him right now.
Yeah, I know, and I don't even like Kinshasa, to be honest with you. But but the thing is, it is a city to be, it's like, nah, it's
Yeah.
Kinshasa. People dream about Kinshasa.
Yeah. Hi. Nafil, mom. Yeah, it's my mom.
Yeah, say hello to
Okay,
her.
we continue. Mom, umesalimiwa. Amesalimika.
Asante.
This is an interesting one. I know right now you're living in DRC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but given a chance to choose which country you want to live in for like the rest of your life, and then the other country becomes like a second home, where will you choose?
Well, I think I'm already living that situation, to be honest with you, like
Oh,
the
you'll
rest.
pick.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of my
You'll just.
life is DRC, it's there's just something, and I can't complain about my country on a daily basis, like I'm always complaining about DRC, but the thing is, there's no other country on earth I see myself living in, it's like, and I've had plenty of opportunities to leave the DRC for good, but the thing is, it's home. It's home. And obviously, and Kenya is my second country. I'll give you an interesting fact, last year, 2020 was probably the first year since 2013 I hadn't been to Kenya. I hadn't been. Yeah, so every single year since 2013, I had been to Kenya. And the reason why I didn't go to Kenya is because I really wanted to see other countries in the world, and I felt like I was spending all my time away from home in Kenya. And so everyone keeps asking me, when are you coming to Kenya? When are you coming to Kenya? And I'm like, well, I don't know, but I might be coming late. Well, let me not make any promises that I'm not going to hold. But the thing is, yes,
to hold you accountable.
Yeah, I will be back in Kenya, but the thing is, in terms of living, it's DRC. And again, I love Kenya so much, to the point where if I was kicked out of DRC and they told me, listen, you can't live here anymore, then I'd be like, okay, I'm going to Kenya, but yeah.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Trending topics right now in your country?
Politics dominates all the talk around the town. Wherever you go at a street corner, people are going to be talking politics. You go in office spaces, people are talking politics. It's like it's the trend, really. It's even more interesting than what's happening in stars' lives and stuff like that. People's stars are politicians, like in this country. It dominates
I think
everything.
It's the same for Kenya. It's politics. It's always politics, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is the last question. And it's the ultimate question I have to ask.
Please don't get me into trouble.
I'm just the messenger. I'm just the person asking. So this is all up to you.
Go ahead. I know it's coming. And from the moment I asked to do a video with you, I knew that question was going to come. I knew. Go ahead. I'm prepared.
You're prepared?
Yes.
Okay. Very simple question, actually. Kenyan women or Congolese women? And why?
Oh, dear. Okay. Let me come out straight and say that, in my personal opinion, they are equally beautiful, and I find them equally the same. And I'm not even saying that, to preserve the peace between myself and Kenyan women and myself and Congolese women, but I'll tell you what, I've seen, I'm not a player, but I've been with probably as many Kenyan women, and there are not that many, but I've been with probably as many Kenyan women as I have with Congolese women.
Expose yourself.
But the thing is, when I'm in DRC, people tend to tell me that I only fancy Kenyan women. And when I'm in Kenya, people tell me, but you don't fancy Kenyan women, you only fancy Congolese women. So you ask me why, I'd say Congolese women for me are naturally beautiful. Body, they are naturally beautiful. I'd say Kenyan women, I wouldn't say that they are probably the same as Congolese women, but the thing is, I've been looking all day for the word in English or even in Kiswahili, but I couldn't find a proper translation. I think that the best way I can put it is that Kenyan women know how to put themselves in value. They are smart. They know how to really smarten themselves. If it's bread, for example, they will always be breaded. If it's small things like manicure, and those kind of things. They really pay attention to those kind of things. I'm not. This is not to say that Congolese men don't worry about that. I'd say that they
Yeah.
probably, it might come out wrong, they probably don't need to worry about that, if you see what I mean, or maybe they think they don't need to worry about that. But I'd say that
Hmm.
it's different type of women, it's like even the
Can
people are not the same. We are Bantu, you guys are
yeah,
Nilot and all that, so it's,
yeah.
but they are all
Can you
beautiful in
say
their
that
own way.
maybe, probably, Kenyan women are more westernized? Like we put too much emphasis on our can I say our looks, in the sense that we want our nails to be done, we embrace lashes, we things like those, all those artificial things, but Congolese women have not or don't.
No, actually,
Oh,
actually, really no, because when I was talking about what you call artificial stuff and stuff, I wasn't even going to the extremes. I was just talking about even the small things, the small attention to detail and those kind of things. I think,
oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe it has to do with one day someone, and it's a Kenyan, it's not a Congolese person who put that forward. He said that it had to do with the competitiveness that you guys
Oh,
go through, and that it might be a question of competition, and wanting to appear
in terms of
the best as
what?
possible. I mean, in terms of wanting to appear the best as possible, but
Okay, competitiveness among women or for men? You have to specify.
amongst women. Don't get me into trouble.
Okay,
Don't get me
okay.
don't get me into trouble. But
Oh, okay. You've redeemed yourself. You are almost falling into a pit.
yeah, I know, I hope you're going to edit this, but no, but really, for me, in all honesty, it's like they're equally beautiful, and
Okay.
yeah,
What about the character traits okay, I know it's hard to generalize, but I feel like when you think of Kenyan women, there's something that pops in your mind in terms of character. And when you think of Congolese women, the same. So
that,
yeah,
that
in
that's
terms
a
of character, we have
that's a
strong character
that's
traits in some areas.
no, I mean that's a really tough question, because that maybe it's something that I should have said earlier, when we started the video. As much as
Mm-hmm.
there are differences between both our countries, but there are many, many similarities between both our countries, and that may be
That's
one of the
true.
reasons
Yeah.
why I feel really at ease when I'm in Kenya. I'll give you a
Mm-hmm.
simple example. I remember when I used to live in Kenya and I would go to the market and I would see the way the women arrange stores, and they arrange fruits and everything. And some of the women, I'm willing to bet my hand, that they've never been to DRC. But just the way they do it is
Uh-huh.
exactly it's the exact same way we do it in the DRC. And I was like, huh, you look at our political
Uh-huh.
history, it's basically the same, I would say. You look at the tribal system, obviously the tribal system is the same across
Yeah.
Africa, but I think it was with you, even with another Kenyan friend. I usually make jokes, when we talk about the Kikuyus, I compare them to the Balubas in the DRC
Yeah.
because it's the same
Yeah.
trait, like business people, business acumen people, or maybe the Luos, very smart people, the same as my
Yeah.
dad's tribe, like I see very similar thing, So when you talk about personality traits, for me, it's exactly the same, basically. I'd say
Ah,
if there's
okay.
one thing that may
Okay.
be different, and that may play into
Mm-hmm.
contention, it's probably the language, really.
Okay.
I'd say that
Okay.
you guys speak English and a stronger
Mm-hmm.
Swahili, which I'm really attracted to, for example. Whereas Congolese women, they will speak mostly French or Lingala. Obviously, you have those who speak Swahili, but it's not necessarily the same, as you see what I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Otherwise, that is it for today. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for coming, Patrick.
Well, I hope it's
I
not
hope
the last time.
that is exactly what I was going to say. I hope it's not the last time. This was fun.
Yeah, it was.
And thank
It
you
was.
for educating us about both Kenya and DRC. At least now we know something. We know a lot, actually.
Yeah, and the more, I mean, as we are talking, I realize that there are a lot more things, that about both countries that I would like to share, really my experience living in both countries, and fun fact, Kenya is the first country I've moved to where I went to live and I did not have a single relative living in the country, so I was like on my own really. And the thing is, the way the people welcomed me, really touched me, even though at first, I was a bit like, me, I'm not like the friendliest of person, but it made me feel at home, my friends became my family, I've lived like the high end in Kenya, just like I've lived, like the bottom life in Kenya, I've been to the slums, I've been to the best hotels and everything. So I really feel like I've lived the Kenyan experience. So yeah,
And can I say another fun fact?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're almost married in Kenya too.
Please edit this.
And who knows? Maybe you will get a wife in Kenya. Who knows? You spend so much time here also.
Exactly. You never know. You never know. That's life. Like I say, it's I've lived in the UK, I've lived in other countries in life, but Kenya is really like home. It's funny when I go to every time I arrive at the airport, people always tell me, but why are you in the line, of foreigners and stuff, like come in the Kenyan line, when they take my passport, they're like, you're Congolese, like I thought you were Kenyan, or they say, oh, you haven't been home in a long time. And when they say home, they talk about Kenya, because they look and they see that I have all those visas, and stuff, So yeah, it's a country, that I hold really close, to my heart, so.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Can you tell people to subscribe, please?
Of course. Go ahead and subscribe. It's like plus you'll get to know me. It's like when
and you're single, right?
Say it again.
You're single. For the women in the house to know.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. He's a very good guy.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's really nice. You've just made my day. Not many people tell me I'm a good guy. It's like,
yeah, you're a good guy.
But yeah, no, guys, please subscribe. The channel. It's like she talks about hair. Obviously, I have no hair. But she also talks about other interesting stuff. She's like she hasn't told you how we met each other. How I became interested in her. I hope one day.
That's a story for another day.
Exactly. So you have to subscribe. To hear like the next part of the video. And then we can talk about all that. But yeah, I really. Do believe in her, and please watch. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Bye,
au revoir
guys.
à tous. Kwaheri. What else?
Yeah. Kwaheri.
We do speak Swahili. We dabble, but we do.
Okay, sawa.
Ubaki mzuri.
Yeah.